What's going on, guys? So today we have a Goodman heat pump with a communicating blower motor and communicating control board in it. Go figure. Don't think I've ever seen one of those in a Goodman. At least not a heat pump air handler. Some weird model number. But yeah, somebody was here and I think they thought this was just a regular X13 motor, and it's actually a communicating motor here. And we got to looking at the wiring diagram. What would be the low voltage terminals on an X13 motor were actually labeled RX and TX on the wiring diagram, not on the control board or on the harness anywhere. And once we got kind of stuck, because then we had to order the motor. And it took a couple of days to get it because, of course, the local Johnstone didn't have everything we needed in supply. We also got a new wire harness to go with it. But let's get this thing swapped out. I'm curious about this one. Yep, a Goodman with a communicating blower motor. I guess everybody's doing what they're doing to get rid of, getting away from PSC motors. And if you got a Goodman, I guess you maybe assume it's an X13 in there, but it's not that hard to look at them and figure that out. And most of them are plug and play if you got to start changing the harness and cutting wires and stuff, and you probably don't have an X13. There we go. But we got a window unit that we brought out and put in there. It's just an apartment complex. Property manager that we do quite a bit of work for, and we weren't sure how quickly the wire harness was going to get here. They had the motor, they didn't have the harness, and the harness had been cut, and we needed to get a new harness for it. So the harness was going to be 3 to 5 days out. It was Thursday when we found this, and we weren't sure, so we went ahead and put a window unit up there in the living room area to get some cooling, because we thought we might be waiting through the weekend, but we actually were able to get the harness in today. Had it overnighted, and we were looking good. They said by 11 o'clock, and they didn't call till 2:30 saying that they had it. So, but that's it. It's an Emerson motor in a Goodman air handler, communicating. Go figure. Never would have thunk it. Alrighty, let's get this one in. I want my wire terminals to be on this side so I can come around and plug them in when I get up to the air handler. So we'll get this belly band back on it. Sure enough, I figured I'd just walk out here and let the tailgate down, because it was nice and cloudy when I got here, and the sun has exposed itself. And I'm hoping this hot weather is on the way out. I mean, it's good for business, but at some point you just get burned out. It's like, okay, it's September. It's time to start cooling off and enjoy the fall, winter, and spring, and then get back at it when May gets here. Once you get older, you kind of start losing your desire to be out here dealing with this mess when it's hot and humid outside. It's a little bit of a toll. So I put these belly bands on these or any motor. You got to make sure you get it mounted right so that when you drop it in there, the wheel's not hitting this or you're going in too far before these things connect. So I typically, when I put my belly band on, just every blower motor I do, I go ahead and bring it right on up, especially if I got a larger air handler like these Goodmans. Get it right up here under these air holes in the side of this motor, about maybe a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, about a 1/4 inch right in there, and that usually goes in right the first time every time. If you put it too far down in here, put the belly band way down here on the bottom and don't put it in the right place, you stick the motor down in there and it sits on the wheel before your feet ever get to where they're supposed to be on the housing. So I put that belly band about a 1/4 inch under these holes, and it pretty much works for me every time. Get it on there nice and snug. Wire plugs to be over here on this side. Find out where my hole is on my wheel and get it turned in the right spot. Where's my there. Drop that right in there. Boom, there it is. Get this thing turned so that my plugs are on the front side. I can get in there and get the harness plugged in. And you gotta be careful with these Goodman housings, because where they it's like they spot weld or tack weld or somehow get the barrel for the screw to the back of this, and if you mess with it too much, that thing will come off and you won't have anywhere to get your screw locked in at. And now you're trying to do some kind of a field rig to get it to stay in place until you can get a new housing. That one lined up. Washer came off of there. I don't think there we go. Get that done. Alright. That's in there secure. There's the phone ringing. Alright, I had to answer a call from one of the techs. Replacing a 50 by 7.5 with a 50 and a 7.5, because we don't keep 50 by 7.5 on the truck. They just wanted to confirm that he was wiring it up correctly, and hopefully he gets it right. We did have a class last week about how to do that, so shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, let's get this wheel tight. Got it centered. Alright, spin it, make sure nothing's scrubbing. Got everything separated evenly, and go get it put in. Voltage harness. Let's get the communicating harness. Receive and transmit. So now we've got the blower running inside. Let's figure out why the outdoor unit's not coming on. Hopefully, on his Goodman, I don't know that they lock out on any kind of pressure switch faults with the fact that the blower wasn't running. I guess we'll find out. Got my little bag. Got my damn brush with me. So anyway, let's find out what's going on here. So we got 240 volts. Got 0 there. Not getting a call to the contactor. So let's hope we're getting a call from inside. Watch this thing be freaking bone dry. There ain't no refrigerant in it. It's a Goodman, man. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Find this thing sitting out here empty after all this jazz. So according to this, I'm not getting a call from inside. I'm not getting a reversing valve. Yes, I am getting a reversing valve. I'm not getting 24 volts on hot. I am. So we're getting a reversing valve that lets us know that we are in cooling at the thermostat. And then this is just going through this temperature switch for the auxiliary heat. We got one of those up here. This is my common. Let me go between common and Y just to confirm. I am not getting 24 volts out here, so we're going back inside. Well, alright guys, that's a good way to end a Friday. Working on a Goodman with a communicating motor in it. Go figure all that shit out. But anyway, it is what it is. And I'm heading home for the weekend, guys. Like, subscribe, appreciate you watching. And enjoy your weekend.